Hello everyone. In this video we'll learn the parent functions and their graphs. So I will start with the parent function constant function. Of constant function, it's fx equal a constant, so b is a constant. Let's say we're willing to draw fx equal 3, okay? And let's start by drawing a table in which you will take some values on x for x and we will see the fx, okay? And we are going to start with, let's say, it's a constant function. You can take points from negative, 2 points should be enough. However, I'm just going to take 5 points, okay? So f negative 2 is a constant, so it's a 3. F negative 1 is also 3, F0 3, F1 3, and F2 will be 3. Now you can try to plug them. Negative 2 and 3, it's here. Negative 1 and 3, 0 and 3, 1 and 3, and 2 and 3. And now it's time to match between these points. So I'm going to match, and it's going to be a straight line. And of course, if you take more points, you need a ruler for this, so make sure you are using a ruler. Now my ruler for some reason is not working. I'm just gonna try again just to see if it is gonna work. It's not working. I tried it before, but for some reason again it's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna draw it without a ruler. However, make sure that you are gonna use a ruler for this, okay? And same here, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna do my best to make it as straight as possible. So this function is fx equal 3. Now when it comes to this function, I would like to tell you about the domain and range. The domain for fx equal 3, as you can see, it covers everything on x-axis, so it will be from negative infinity to infinity, or you can say all real numbers. What about the range? Now when it comes to range from y-axis, it covers only one point, which is a 3. So the range will be y, where y equal 3. Or you can say it's just a 3. Okay? Let's move on to the next function. In this case, we have the identity function. The identity function is the fx equal x. I'm going to draw a table here. And again, I'm going to take x and fx equal x. Okay? So now, what about fx equal negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. F negative 2 will be x, so it will be negative 2. F negative 1 will be negative 1. F0 is 0. 1 is 1. F2 is 2. And then you need to plug these points. So negative 2 and negative 2. Negative 1 and negative 1. 0, 0. 1, 1. And 2, 2. And you know, if you continue, we'll say 100 and 100. 1,000 and 1,000, and so on. I'm just gonna try, because again I'm gonna put this, maybe it will work now. We'll try. Okay. Kind of. Again, you need to use a ruler for that. This is fx equal x. Domain, as you can see, it covers everything on the x-axis, negative infinity to infinity. And range, you will notice it is also covering the whole y-axis, negative infinity to infinity, okay? So that's the identity function. Moving on, the square function, which is the quadratic function. And one more time, I'm going to draw a table. So I prefer always to draw a table. although the parents' functions are the functions that you need to memorize the shape of them, it's very important that you know how each one of these will look like. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. -2 squared is 4, -1 squared, 1, 0 squared is 0, 1 squared is 1, and 2 squared is 4. Now it's time to plug these points, and I'm going to use this. -2 and 4, -1 and 1, 0 and 0, 1 and 1, and 2 and 4. And of course, if you continue, -3 will be with 9, and then you have 3 with 9, but you don't need to draw them. To draw them, that's okay. 5 points should be enough here, okay? And then you match. Make sure when you match that this is a vertex, okay? I'm going to take this. This is a vertex, so make sure it's like it says a vertex, and you match like a parabola. Of course, when you draw on a paper, it's easier. This is not easy here, not easy at all. It might look like easy, but it's not, okay? Make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna fix this one more time. Okay, kind of. Now you need to tell what is a domain and the range for the parent function x squared. If you look at the domain, it covers the positive from this side and the negative from this side, so -infinity to infinity. The range starting from 0 all the way up, there's nothing down, so 0 to infinity. Of course, you can use y where y greater than or equal to 0. You can do that, okay? That's the square function. Now, cubic function, which is x cubed. So one more time, I'm going to draw a table. And then I'm taking some values of x and fx. Okay, and now let's say -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. -2 cube is -8. -1 cube is -1. 0 cube is 0, 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8. And now it's time to plug. So -2 and -8 is here. -1 and -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2 and 8. And now you need to match. Yeah, you need to remember that at these 3 points, this point here, it's a turning point. And it's we can consider it like a vertex, okay, which is the middle point here. So how we are going to match here? We are not going to match as a straight line. That's wrong. This is a curve. So you need to go here a bit down, like you are kind of on the x-axis like this, and then go down. Here up. Okay. Make sure again at this point it will look like something like this. So go down, like kind of laying on the x-axis before you go. So here are the 3 points, okay? They are here. Now, domain and range. So you can tell that the domain is all real numbers and the range is all real numbers. I just want to mention something. When the degree is odd, then the domain and range would be all real numbers, okay? Next, the square root function. Now for the square root function, let's try to draw a table here. So I'm going to call x, I'm going to call x and fx, which is square root of x. Now we will try if I take -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. First of all, a square root of -2, there's no value. Square root of -1, impossible. Square root of 0 is 0. So what we are going to do, we will try to take, so negative points are not going to work because there's a very important condition when it comes to the square root. Anything inside the square root should be positive. So basically x should be greater than or equal to 0. So the domain, we can tell what is the domain from the beginning. It will be from 0 to infinity. Okay? So what I'm going to be doing, I know that my first point will be 0. So I know nothing before 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Now you can take 1. Square root of 1 is 1. And you need one more point. 3 points should be enough. If you take 2, square root of 2 is not an integer. Try to get a value that can give you an integer, something like 4. Square root of 4 is a 2. You can take square root of 9, which is a 3, and that should be enough. 3 points should be enough. Now I'm going to plot these points, 0, 0, 1 and 1, 4 and 2, and of course you can take 9 and 3, but not necessary. And then you match between them, and that's going to look like something like this. Okay, that's the square root of x. Now we know the domain. What is the range? Well, based on that, the range is going to be 0 to infinity, because this part will cover the positive values of y. So 0 to infinity as well. Now the third root function, I'm going to take again, I'm going to draw and then I'm going to say x and fx, which is a third root of x. And I'm going to take the values -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. A third root of -2, there is nothing. Third root of 0 is 0. Third root of -1 is -1. Third root of next will be third root of 8, not -2, because we are looking for integers. That's going to be -2. And this is 1. And again, for the 2, we're not going to take 2. We're going to take 8. And that's going to be 2. And then you plug these points. 0, 0, -1 and -1. 1 and 1, -8 and -2, 8 and 2. This looks like the the x cube. However, this time, when you match between these points, you are going to match this way. Like you are on the y-axis. Here we go. It's going to be like this. The other one was going on the x-axis, something like this. It's like opposite of each other. They are inverse, okay? So here we go. Domain, as you can see, it's all real numbers. Same with the range. It's also all real numbers. Okay? Finally, the absolute value function. Now the absolute value function, I'm going to draw, again, I'm going to draw a table, and I'm going to take x, I'm going to take x and fx. Now you can take -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and the absolute value of -2 is 2, where absolute value is the positive values. So you can take just the positive value. And then now to draw 0, 0, -1 and 1, 1 and 1, -2 and 2, and 2 and 2. And then you match between them, and this time you have to use a ruler for that, okay? So I'm going to match, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to stop here because it's really difficult without a ruler. It's like a V shape. Now, by looking at this V shape, the domain, as you can see, is all real numbers. And when it comes to the range, it's starting from 0 to infinity, as you can see. Now, that's everything, guys, on this lesson. Please let me know if you have any question, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.